What's up, team? I'm Major Mans, and this is a mess. That's what it is. 1 second. Sorry about that. Being a student is not easy. Back to where we were. Europe, part 3. Let's get it.
Continents, do you know your continents? Asia, Africa, North and South America, Europe, Antarctica, Australia too.
Don't forget to subscribe, like and share with all your friends. And comment below what you think of my videos and what you'd like to see more of. In this video, you'll find out about the climate of Europe, putting the physical geography of things to an end. And we'll move on to the human geography, looking at languages, the history of empires, and not to mention the biggest achievements of Europe. Europe's climate, we'll be talking about that. The big 4 climate types are the maritime, the Central European, the continental, and the Mediterranean. The subtropical Mediterranean climate covers the coastlands of southern Europe and changes inland in response to the elevation and aspect. The main features of that climate regions are mild and wet winters, hot and dry summers, and clear skies for much of the year. Oh, that's a beautiful place to live. The continental type of climate dominates a giant share of Europe, covering northern Ukraine, eastern Belarus, Russia, most of Finland, and northern Sweden. Winters much colder and longer, with greater snow cover than in Western Europe, are coldest in the northeast, and summers are hottest in the southeast. The January to July mean temperatures range approximately from 10 degrees to 21 degrees Celsius. The maritime characterizes western areas heavily exposed to Atlantic air masses. The maritime type of climate, given the latitudinal stretch of those lands, exhibit sharp temperature ranges. Thus, the January and July annual averages for Iceland are about 0 and 12 degrees Celsius, and those of Spain are about 10 degrees Celsius and 18 degrees Celsius. The Central European type of climate results from the interaction of both maritime and continental air masses and is found at the core of Europe. That rugged region has colder winters with substantial mountain snowfall and warmer summers, especially in the lowlands. Finally, we're moving to human geography. Right, now that physical geography is over, let's move on to the human geography of Europe. To start off, languages. Well, there are about 200 languages in Europe, but 24 official languages spoken. Europe promotes speaking more than one language. That's why there's so many bilingual or trilingual speakers. Wait, I'm gonna have this fun attempt at saying hi in the 5 most spoken languages in Europe. Privet, guten tag, bonjour, ciao, and hi. And the order I said them in is from the most native speakers to the least native speakers. Europeans actually speak a lot of English and French as their second language, and that is why English is the most spoken language in Europe and French is the second most spoken language in Europe. Comment below hi in your mother tongue, cause why not? European languages belong to 2 major groupings. Indo-European, which includes Baltic, Celtic, Germanic, Indo-Iranian and Slavic, and other of the Romance languages. And some languages are non-Indo-European, and so that they sound nothing alike the rest. Now that you found out about the Indo-European languages, that is the reason why some languages have very similar vocabularies or structure. Did you know that Romance languages aren't named after being seductive or romantic? It's actually because of Roman in origin and developed from the Roman Empire's official language, Latin. Western civilization is made from 2 influences, the Greek-Roman influence and the Judeo-Christian influence. The Greek-Roman influence came about the Greeks who brought about philosophy, art and learning, and the Romans who brought about law and order, and together they managed to spread it across the continent. The Judeo-Christian influence brought about morals and ethics, and the belief of one God and not many. Moreover, Europe as a continent's human geography has been created and modified by many other influences, including things like empires, colonization, the industrial age, the scientific revolution, and world wars, which are the most significant turning points in history. Empires and colonization, as brutal as they were, led to the most competitive of developments. Some of the empires specifically in Europe were the Spanish Empire, the Ottoman Empire, the Napoleon Bonaparte, the Roman Empire, the Danish Empire, and the Italian colonial empire. But colonization had a much far-reaching effect of development, and some of the biggest colonizers were the British, the Spanish, and the Portuguese, with the British Empire being the largest empire in history. After all this conflict and unrest in the world, we have managed to make the Europe of today. With the continental government, the European Union, in 2012, the EU was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for promoting peace, reconciliation, democracy and human rights across the world. Loads of countries are trying to join the European Union, so it's an absolute wonder why Britain, one of the significant founders, have left. Europe today is one of the most developed continents in the world with leading development. 3 urban areas reflect this development, which is Frankfurt in Germany, known for its international centre of commerce, finance and transport. The Hague in Netherlands, known as the International City of Peace and Justice. Lastly, the little less known Tallinn in Estonia, which boomed in technology industry and was recognized as European Capital of Culture in 2012. Some of the biggest achievements in Europe, like the Millau Viaduct, or shall I say the not so low viaduct, tallest bridge in the world, reaching a height of 343 meters, outshining the Eiffel Tower, now which is only 324. The Venus Tide Barrier Project, with 78 giant steel panels stuck to concrete bases that when the tides come in, it will be filled up with air that makes the barriers rise up, acting as a defense against the tides. Amazing, right? Lastly, the engineering works of the largest underwater pipeline, the Langlytten pipeline. It brings Norwegian natural gas to the United Kingdom. The pipeline runs approximately 1,167 kilometers through the North Sea, or 325 miles if units bother you that much. Well, it doesn't Europe, that is why they use the metric system. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed what you watched and I hope you learned something today. And don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Why not comment below a guess at what continent I'll be doing next, because this was the last episode for Europe and the person who gets it correct will be featured in my next video. Thank you for watching. Stay hungry for knowledge, my friends, and Major out!